Hey guys, so we're going to do the monthly tarot reading for the air signs. Now I'm going to do the Starman Tarot. It's a very futuristic deck is what I like about it. That fits really well with my Aquarian energy. It also does work well with Gemini and Libra as well. But I love it for Aquarius. It's one of my favorites to pull from. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get to it. And this one I cannot shuffle. It is too long and difficult. So we're going to do it like that. There you go. It just flew out. So the very first card for Aquarius, we're doing Aquarius now, is a Three of Pentacles. Now, I can see that when partnerships may separate in some way, or teams or groups. So there could be a little bit of that energy that we're going to have to go with. And sometimes Aquarius, I know they can be, I wish my phone would shut up, be a challenge like to work with in some capacity. So there could be a little bit of that energy. And now I've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position as well. So this does not mean bad luck. And this is what I teach people in tarot class. Because the Jupiter energy is always positive in some way. So if anything, we're going to have a little bit of luck this month. You know, that should pay off and everything. But don't squander that luck. Because it's just a little bit, okay? It's nothing real heavy and strong. We want to be cool. Now, the Six of Swords is in the reverse position. So, Aquarius, if you have thought about making some kind of physical move, if you're like, and sometimes, you know, you get restless and you need change all the time. And you need an upgrade all the time. But Spirit is saying now this month is not a month to move. It's not a month to make any drastic changes. So looking at that energy, I know you like to uproot yourself and go to the next best thing. You have a hard time sitting still, but you got to be careful with that, okay? So don't necessarily make a move real quick. I've been pulling Judgment for a lot of people today. That is about especially honoring the call is really what I see that. And Judgment is especially about the time is now. So one of the things is energy. There may be something you are being called into action. And Spirit is saying take action. But just don't make a big move. That is one of the things. And then see right sitting next to it. Ooh, I got that Prince of Wands in the reverse energy. So some of my male Aquarians, you're going to get called to do a certain thing. But you're going to be like, you know what? I don't want to take action. I don't want to do all that. You know, you're gonna feel apprehensive about your calling, but you got to get with your passion. You got to go forward. And I know sometimes, you know, we're hesitant because we fear failure. And that is one of the things is the messages that I'm getting is do not fear failure. If it's your calling, you're not going to fail. Okay, you're just not going to do it unless you just completely throw in the towel. But I've got that Nine of Cups energy. That is about getting your wish. That is very positive. So this is one of the things you got to kind of look at. This opportunity has manifested itself because it's what you were really wishing for. And sometimes when we're getting what we wish for, we get, let me pull up a little bit. And sometimes when we get what we wish for, we get a little bit nervous about it. Like, oh, here's the opportunity. You know, I can really get with my passion now. So some kind of opportunity is going to pop up because the time is now. Spirit's going to be like, you need to act on it now. That's what Judgment is saying. And then I've got that apprehension, okay? You know, from my male Aquarians especially, I've got that apprehension. And you're going to be like, oh, you know, what if I fail? What if I fail? Let that go, okay? Let that go. Now, I still get the same energy with my females. Let me go ahead and pull for the female energy and stuff. And I've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So I also feel some apprehension from the females with dealing with this energy about honoring the call and things like that. You know, the Ace of Cups reverse, we might, you know, just not feel it, you know, in our heart. We might not feel it in our heart. But if you take the opportunity, you're going to find it's, you know, your heart is really there and stuff. So you may feel, some of the females may feel, you know, my heart's really not in this and so forth. And look what I drew next to that, the Queen of Swords, you know, the air sign, the Queen of Swords. So it's like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, okay? Your heart is there. You know that you manifested this opportunity. You got to go for it. You got to go for it. So I've also got the Prince of Cups energy as well. So some of you are going to be kind of tapping into those psychic abilities, and that's going to really help you intuitively on the path as well. Whoops, let me get this thing going. Okay, there we go. And let's, oh, 2 came out. Okay. So we've got the Sacred Clown card, which is the Fool. This is the Fool card. So new beginnings are going to be popping up, definitely. And then I've got this one. It's the Alien card. Now I want you to kind of look at this image. He looks like he's been kind of stabbed and he's stuck and he's surrounded and everything. So we could be feeling like we're dealing with kind of some negative energy over this time and everything. Now this is the Hermit card. So we may, feel like we need to go in isolation and get away from some people and so forth. We might feel just, a little bit wounded during this month. Totally fine. Now let's go ahead and pull some Oracle. I'm actually drawn to pull from the Shaman's Dream. New deck. I pulled it for a couple of their signs. I'm really liking this energy. But yes, opportunity is going to knock. Okay, that's going to be a big one. So I've got the card Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Realms. So if your dream life is very vivid during this time, your experiences, be prepared for that. And Aquarius is really good about that. They're very innovative, with things, especially with their mind. Now I've also got the card Beloved, Radical Acceptance. That makes me kind of feel that Ace of Cups reversed and everything. That, when we get with our calling, we realize that's where our heart is, okay? This is what we love. I've got the card Eye of the Needle, Intentionality. Okay, so really one of the things when we talk about that opportunity, we set the intent. But look at the Eye of the Needle. It's real hard to get through, right? But Aquarian, you can get through the Eye of the Needle. You have the ability. If you set your intent, you can do the impossible. So that's one of the reasons that's really going to kind of scare you from the opportunity, is because at first it's going to seem like, okay, I've created the opportunity, but it's impossible. You're going to feel like that. And then I've got the Moon Maiden. So some of you may feel very strongly when we're dealing with the moon, with the full moon during this month. But it's real positive. It's real positive, but you got to go for it. Okay, don't hold back on that opportunity. It's going to seem just like that Eye of the Needle. It's going to seem almost impossible. How do I fit through that little? You can do it. Spirit does not make opportunity easy on us, but they will present opportunities to us. Okay. Now we're going to read for Gemini. And that one's fallen out. Let's just throw it down. Wow, 6 of Swords. Something going on. So 6 of Swords, you may be encountering a physical move during this month, like leaving troubled waters and going in a better position. So you may feel that you need to uproot yourself. Aquarian should not, but you might need to do that. So some of you may be considering, it doesn't mean you necessarily will move, but you'll at least be considering, maybe I should go to a different place. Maybe I should, live somewhere different. That is very, because Gemini can get restless. Now, I've got the 10 of Swords energy. That is a challenging energy. We may have felt stabbed in the back by someone in some way, and we're going to be pretty down about it. But one of the things about the 10 of Swords that I do like about the card is the worst has happened. It can't get any worse than this. So we may be on the outs with someone, but it's okay because above is the 3 of Wands. So that is, and a lot of you guys seem to be getting some good opportunity. But I look at this, if this is a relationship that's a backstab, I feel something coming that's going to be really beneficial. So we're going to have this, this situation that's going to be very challenging, but then suddenly my ship comes in. I close the door to a certain situation and it opens the door for another that is very positive. I got the Strength card in the reverse position. So at first, when this 10 of Swords energy hits, you're not going to feel very strong. But that is okay. You've got the Strength. The card does not reverse totally. It does not mean weakness, for example. You have the Strength. You just got to tap into it, is what it means. And we've got that. Once you do that, I've got the 6 of Wands energy, which is all about victory and success. So you can win the battle. You can win the battle. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle this month. I got the Princess of Cups. I seem to be getting that today. We might feel a little bit blocked on some of our abilities. We may feel like, you know what, I just don't feel in tune right now. That just simply, you're not blocked. You just need to kind of maybe take some time for you. Maybe get away from people a little bit. Now, for my males, your abilities might be pretty darn good because I've got the King of Cups energy to represent you. So you will be in tune, where I feel the feminine energy is going to be a little bit of a challenge. But the good thing about everything, I've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is about opportunity. So Gemini's got some good opportunity. I've got that Victory card. That's real good. Ace of Pentacles. So it's like, once we're going to have a blow, I would feel almost the beginning of the month with the Ten of Swords energy. But then something just kicks off, and then it just leads into some really good stuff here. My ship comes in. I see things clearly. I understand why I had to go through that. And I'm going to be victorious, and I'm going to heal. I'm going to get my strength back. And here comes all this abundance that is coming in, you know, and everything is going to be positive. You know, we're going to stop wasting time. We're going to stop wasting time. And then I've got the Prince of Swords. I kind of look at that. You know, he just looks like he's been in a bloody battle. You know, we've got that kind of energy. He's been in a bloody battle. But we're going to get our wits about us, and we will inevitably emotionally balance out, ending with the Prince of Cups. So some kind of challenge and some kind of little bit of a battle is going to present itself. Some kind of dramatic ending. So we may be on the outs with someone. It could be relationship, or it could be friendship, or it could be family. But some kind of situation where we get wounded. You know, just like this image. You know, we get wounded and everything. But then we're victorious. It's like, you know what? We win the battle in the end. You know, at first we're kind of flattened, but we kind of fight back. And that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling for you. And yeah, let's pull from that Shaman deck. I'm really enjoying this one today. Oh, that card's flying out, but that was for the other person. Let me get that. I don't know why, but getting these cards out of here is a challenge for me. So I've got the card Woodwives Adaptability, and that's one of the things we want to do, is we want to adapt. You know, we want to adapt to change. That's very important. And one of the good things is being mutable. You can do that. You can do that. And then in the hand, the universe is your partner. So everything is at your fingertips, okay? And everything, all that with the universe, we just got to call on it. Even when we feel devastated and challenged, we just call on it. Oh, that's a nice one. Whale song resonating. So, you know, certain things are going to start resonating with you. You may even go get a reading yourself, you know, as far as, you know, sit with somebody, and you may find everything resonates and everything like that. So that's really good. Consider a reading this month. And then I've got the card Heart, Home, Compassion. So that's one of the things. Once we get through this blow, we should have, you know, stability. But one of the things I kind of look at that, because I have to kind of look at that, a potential physical move. And that's what we're going to kind of ask, where is my home? So don't be surprised if that question kind of pops up. Home is where the heart is. We know that. But we may want to uproot and go somewhere different. And I've got the card Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimation. So we're going to be really working hard on our ego this month, you know, and that's what, you know, inevitably we want. Does ego completely vanish? Not totally. I would say not totally. That's a real hard one, but we're gonna, you know, we're gonna shrink it. At least, can we shrink it? We can do that. So very good. Some challenges, but there's still some good stuff here. We're gonna win the battle. Okay, now let's go to Libra. Interesting cards. But it's a beautiful deck. It's very busy. It's very busy. You got to really sort through the art when you're looking at it. Okay, that one flew out. Actually, we have two flew out. So this is for Libra. What do we got going on? So we've got the Devil card in the reverse position. I want to look at the clarifier. Okay, we've got the Ten of Wands reverse. So that kind of makes me feel that, let me pull it up a little bit because these cards are big, that Libra has been working like the devil. That's kind of what it makes me feel. And the Ten of Wands, we are heavily burdened right now. We may be taking on everybody else's stuff. And we got to drop it. We got to let it go. And that's a symbol with the Ten of Wands reverse. We got to stop working like the devil. We're chained. and everything. You know, we are chained and it's getting exhausting. So you can only work so much. So prepare for a busy month, but you know, we're going to be close to a breakdown if something does not give. So that makes me feel some of you in a work situation, I've got the Emperor. So we could have a challenging boss that is really working us hard. And that's making us, we got to work like the devil. We might even consider, maybe I should start looking for somewhere else because I'm just so exhausted. We could be taking on other people's loads, you know, within the company, and we're just exhausted and we can only do so much. It's going to be really hard to balance work life and family life if you're doing all this work and you come home and you're exhausted. This one is popping up. And I've got the moon reversed. So we want to work on the subconscious forces. When the moon goes full this month, really kind of tune in and do a little bit of work. We're going to do a little bit of work during that full moon month. Okay, there's air signs. So some of the males, the King of Swords, I definitely feel some males are going to have some challenges, especially with that Emperor energy. It can be very overpowering because it is a major arcana card. So definitely some of the males are going to be working hard. And you may want to consider doing something different that has more balance. Things are kind of out of balance with this. But I know one of the big things is, well, money, you know, it's Seven of Pentacles. But it feels like you're not getting what you're worth. You're working more and getting paid less is kind of the energy that I'm getting for my Libra, especially my Libra males. Let me see if I can get connected with the female Libras. Pentacles. Yep, so we've got, still get a lot of water. We've got the Princess of Cups. So one of the things is really tuning into the psychic energy. And just, you know, because you're also one of those that's working hard as well. But I know one of the things also for the females, the money is just slipping through your fingers, has been really hard with that Four of Pentacles energy. We got to start saving up and kind of coming up with a better game plan, you know, to be working so we're not always broke and everything. And yeah, it's going to feel a little bit like a battle. This kind of reminds me of The Crow, the movie The Crow. To see that energy, we've got that there. It looks just like it. So, you know, just like we may need to really speak our truth as it is a Prince of Swords card. Okay, we've got that air. Okay, Prince of Swords. And then the Princess of Pentacles. Just like I was talking about, you know, we need a new opportunity. We're probably going to have to work a little bit and kind of deal with this. But one of the things I've kind of learned in situations where you're dealing with a challenging boss or a challenging situation, dealing with an Emperor type of energy, which the Emperor is not always a person for me. It can represent the whole culture of a workplace, you know, all the rules, all the regulations, and it could be a unit of people that are kind of, you know, domineering and controlling of staff. So one of the things about that is sometimes, you know, I'm not saying you just got to run, but I would say I would start planning. I would just quit your job. Never do that. Never do that. Because one of the things about it, even dealing with a challenging situation, there are still valuable lessons that you can learn that help give you discipline. I sound like a Capricorn. That help give you discipline. So, but we should still kind of, are we overdoing it? Like, are they asking me to do all this stuff, but they're paying us this little? Okay, and that's where we kind of got to look at that, you know, maybe I need to kind of reevaluate what I'm doing here. Maybe consider asking for a raise, you know, and if they don't give a raise, then like maybe I should look elsewhere. So I've got the card Deep Diver, dive into a task. And when I kind of look at that, because don't you have enough tasks to do? You know, because I definitely feel that I'm working real hard. Out of all the signs, I feel like the burden is on you this month. But still, like, look at tasks that are going to help you, you know. And, yeah, I've got that overflow card. Overwhelm and plenty, okay? So I know you're feeling overwhelmed, okay? That's the thing with the Ten of Wands energy. And that's why when we get home, let work go. Forget about it. Pretend it doesn't exist. Okay, don't bring it home. That's one of the lessons I learned. Don't bring work home. Now, I've got the card Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. And that's one of the things that we want to do is kind of move away from that and so forth, you know, because we're just doing the same thing over and over and taking on everybody's burdens. But see, there we go. We've got Moon Maiden, new beginnings. So I want you to also work on that full moon, and I'll draw one more. And Winter's Dream, gestation period. So I know we're past winter, but kind of look at, if you were a bear in a cave and stuff and hibernating, you know, one of the things, they're just kind of, they're going to sit with it. They're just going to be real peaceful, you know, and wait till everything passes. So there may be something you need to wait for everything to kind of pass. So lots of challenges for you, and I'm sorry, but I know some of you will relate, like, yes, I'm working so hard and stuff. But the good thing is you have work, right? Okay, the good thing on the upside, you have work. But the thing is, I feel like you're not getting paid what you're worth. And that's one of the areas we got to look at. Should I ask for a raise or should I go do something else? But I feel like I can only go on like this for so long. So that's your messages, guys. And definitely give me feedback if you feel this resonated or anything. I hope you enjoyed your reads.